Saturday Meditation, March 11th, 1978. LL Research channeling Hatonn. The first part of this session is inaudible. There are also many ellipses scattered throughout this session. In other words, large portions of this session were also inaudible. We pick up with Carla channeling Hatonn. A story from the Buddhist, inaudible, is known to this instrument, which emphasizes this truth. In the story, a wise old man is accused of fathering a child, and when the mother, inaudible. We are not denying in any way that each personality incarnates into the illusion with one primary, as this instrument would say, program. This program is general and can be applied in various ways. If some ways are blocked, it may or may not be possible to fulfill the program as originally intended. However, it is a frequent thing that those who plan ahead find their plans inaudible. This is true, shall we say, of the soul in an infinite sense, as well as it is true that the personality is inaudible. The ultimate program for any individual, inaudible, is completely achievable, inaudible. For that goal is simple. It is to be aware of the original thought, to be aware of love. Whether the actions that are a part of, shall we say, the karmic programming are taking place as planned, inaudible. The primary goal of expressing the original thought is always inaudible. Each individual is free the whole time. Many times it seems that there are circumstances that are far less than inaudible. An important thing to understand about the interfacing between the ultimate program and realizing love and the action program for one personality in one life experience is this. If the individual continually grounds himself in the original thought, a condition is thereby prepared for an interface between love and proper action. We have said to you many times, meditate. Meditate and inaudible. Do not doubt, distrust, or cease in your desire to be of service. As you meditate, allow that desire to keep the vibration, the antennae, let us say, of your senses on the finer planes, inaudible. You have felt that you are in the wilderness, and yet it is precisely in the wilderness that you must be alone. For you have the challenge of being aware of that which is paradise totally within yourself, rather than being in the position of dwelling in paradise and attempting to remember the wilderness. We say to you, the experience of wilderness is extremely important to the growth of what you would call your soul. As the immortal soul plunges into a cycle of experience, such as you have committed yourself to in this density, the darkness of not remembering the Creator's thought and all inaudible. All senses are stilled. Slowly, the wisdom, kept like a seed within the soul, begins to put forth tiny sprouts, and through many life experiences, those sprouts are encouraged to grow. In many situations where there is ease within a life experience, choices are not made on the part of the individual because in paradise, the individual grows complacent and does not evaluate all things in the belief of the original thought. Inconsistency, impurity of motive, causes an interruption in the vibratory pattern of growth. And that particular incarnation serves only as a resting point between other, more beneficial incarnations. We do not ask you, or any individual, to truly rejoice in feelings of desolation, in feelings of getting off the track, shall we say. And yet we say to you that with enough determination, that wandering in the wilderness can one day herald that which is described in your holy works as the voice of God crying in the wilderness to make straight the way of the Creator. When you are struggling to understand, the struggling may seem to go on interminably. But then, suddenly, the rocky places are made smooth, the mountains are made land. In your outer life, it is possible nothing might have happened to cause this breakthrough. It is your inner light that counts. This is why we say that you are free. It is your thought, your choice, your understanding. Trust that understanding. And we ask you again, do not fear the wilderness. Do not fear sorrow, desolation, lack of understanding. All of these things mean nothing. Only one thing matters. That is that you continually seek the original thought. You cannot re-choose what is past. You can choose this moment at all times, to become totally conscious of the moment, to see love, to seek the Creator. These are inner things. They may not ever be brought into action on the dramatic plane. Some paths are dramatic, some are not. And this is true with all individuals. Those who have dramatic incarnations are those who have chosen a multitude of times. Those who do not are those also who have chosen. There is no predetermining. Inaudible. There is only one choice, my friends. The Creator is everywhere, within each choice. We speak to the one known as Carla also, for she has had many doubts lately as to the validity of her health in this incarnation. The Creator offers to those who wish to serve the wilderness. Those who serve will be forever seeking that which is inaudible. My friends, you know there is great joy in the seeking. There is joy in fellowship, and there is joy even when totally isolated from your fellow man. In fellowship, inaudible. Do not ever, inaudible. Seek out the joy of yourself and the Creator, inaudible. Love is within you. Joy is within you. And the wilderness is within you. Step forward fearlessly. Paradise is also within you. I would like at this time to open the meeting to questions. S. I would like to know about my dreams I have been having. Can you shed any light on them? Is there anything I should be afraid of? Hatonn. I am aware of your question. You are one who is sensitive to the emanations of finer vibrations. This is not obvious to you in the waking state. However, in your, shall we say, immortal soul, you are very advanced in study upon the inner planes and, in other incarnations, have spent most of your time in these states. In short, this is the essence of your experience. However, you are experiencing difficulty due to an incomplete, or shall we say, inaudible, of the proper methods for achieving these altered states. Therefore, when you are as consciousness moving into them, they are bypassing certain, shall we say, guardians and attempting to go directly into a more advanced vibration. It is somewhat akin to attempting to walk through the walls of a house rather than go through the door. In order to work on this, It would perhaps be helpful for you too, in a conscious state, after surrounding yourself with white light and praying to the Creator for guidance, and then attempt to project through a carefully straight line. We are not suggesting the projecting bodily consciousness, but only projecting the thought of a straight line. There are various colors and images which should gradually come to you, and it would perhaps be well to keep notes of what you see. In this way, you may perhaps by, shall we say, self-hypnosis methods, recall consciously a piece, a door, shall we say, into higher vibrations. Does this answer your question? S. Inaudible. I'm not sure. Hatonn. We are aware of your problem. It is for this reason that we spoke to you of colors and images. You are, as are most who dwell in the dimension of Earth, not sensitive to specific visual counterparts of finer plane beings. In other words, most of those upon your planet do not perceive spirit guides and ghosts. If you were to fall completely in a state of sleep, as you call it, then you would then be totally able, in your well-collected spiritual essence, to contact the guides, to speak to the proper guardians of each plane, and to do all that is necessary to assure proper passage for lessons. For my sister, as you well know, inaudible. However, in the conscious or semi-conscious state, you will have difficulty identifying as being guardian and your own guide. However, you will see them as images or colors. But when you are seeing these things, even faintly, you have indeed fastened into your own symbols for the reality within. You are not seeing the reality. You are seeing the symbolic representation in simple translation of a more complex reality. However, to focus on a color or an image is the same in consciousness as to focus on your guide or the guardian of a plane. Therefore, as long as you are protected by prayer and visualization of white light, and as long as you do not work in this endeavor for long periods of time and thereby become weary, this endeavor will be without danger to you. Among other things, it may give you more confidence in your ability to sense psychically that which cannot be expressed. Inaudible. S. The last dream that I had. Inaudible. And I was just trying to let it come over me so that I could understand it better. And then I heard a voice saying to get out of it. Was I in danger then? Inaudible. Should I continue to get out of it, or am I in danger if I dream? I'm afraid to let it come back over me. I feel that there is danger there. How am I to handle future instances in between my trying to open the door instead of walking through the wall, as you say? Hatonn. I am aware of your question. You are not in danger from outside influences at the time of which you speak. The voice was the voice of your fear on a level of being which was not able to see the inner planes and felt the leaving. Inaudible. For it is indeed true that were a spirit to completely leave without any trace the physical body, death would occur. However, the spirit would never do so. However, the answer to blackness is always light. It is perhaps asking a great deal of one who seeks to become immediately conscious of behavior within a dream, or what is called a dream in your terminology. Thus, if in your dream you have spoken and requested that your guides move you to the proper orientation, for permission of the guardians to enter the desired plane. And if you had asked this in the name of the Creator, the obstacle would have been removed and your guest would have been successful. As it was, you did very well to remove yourself from that state of fear. The important thing to remember is that to call upon the name of the Creator is to orient oneself in a manner of protection. It is not particularly desirable for any individual to proceed faster than the pace that seems most promising. Therefore, it is not necessary that you set yourself the goal of overcoming this obstacle. Inaudible. However, we reassure all those who seek that there are no terrors of the deep, shall we say, that cannot be countered by constant repetition of that which is divine. In unity, let there be no separation. While this is not a difficult concept, it is only when it is fused with determination and vigor and, shall we say, an emotional emphasis that it achieves its proper function. Does this help? S. Yes. I guess I'm still a little leery about the whole situation because, 1, when I first know that the dream is coming on, I immediately ask for a light in the infinite Creator to be with me. And yet the effects of what the dream is, the environment that is around me, even with me trying desperately to hang on to the light, is so... I feel like I'm being held over a pit. I don't know how or what more I can do to reassure myself to get over it without the constant fight that I have. I have to do it. I mean, if I am already asking the infinite Creator and I've already pictured light around me, and yet the dream is still there and I am still struggling so with the darkness, and the fear is still there, then that is why I'm inaudible. When I wanted, when I asked, inaudible, to understand it. I thought that was the last thing I could reach for, was to understand it. Inaudible. I felt that I had almost lost myself. So even though your words are encouraging, I dread experiencing another dream like that, just to prove that what you say is true. Because I feel like I've already done what you have said. Because that is how I do react to a frightening situation. I immediately call on the infinite Creator, because I know, inaudible. So although I am in a sense eager to move on from this and find about these other planes, and this is something that I would really like to do, only the process is so overwhelming. I'm not sure if I understand exactly. Okay, if I sat down consciously and tried to picture the line and the door and asked for guidance through it, then would that... If I do that tomorrow, could I be assured that I won't have one of these dreams tomorrow night? Hatonn. I am with the instrument. As we earlier said, it is not desirable that you... Inaudible. It is desirable that you seek as, shall I say, you are comfortable. We suggest that as this is... Inaudible. As you call it, you arrange to study what we have said at length. The matter of fear, if greatly limited to those who endure it, and when the one who does not fear calls upon the Creator with intense emotion, it is a different experience from one who fears and seeks for a straw to hold on to. It is a matter of becoming what this instrument would call a magical personality. And this is indeed what you are. Inaudible. Learning to do with the strengthening framework of your personal daily life. Instead of repeating ourselves, we will simply allow you to say what we would say. By all means, do not plunge into fear in order to rid yourself of fear. Instead, do what seems good and beautiful and true. You are aware that you can break this chain of events and continue to do so until you feel good about following that inaudible. It is a relatively unimportant part of your understanding. As we have said, you are extremely well developed in this area in the unlimited sense, and it is a matter of remembering rather than learning within this limited life experience that you are dealing with. Therefore, it is not inaudible. Is there another question? S. Yes, when Carla, B, and I were being regressed, I always wondered what your thoughts were about our experience, or what we said our past life was on another planet, and what we are doing here. Just recently, I had a lot of doubts about my previous training and inaudible. At least I thought I was being trained for service here. Hatonn. I am with the instrument. I am aware of your question. It is a question that I cannot answer directly. We are supportive of all those who seek inaudible. We are supportive of those things which they do to attempt to understand their place in the creation, and their methods of following the path of the Creator. Each individual must put together his own puzzle, inaudible. When the one known as Carla, and the one known as B, and the one known as S discovered a bit more of Side 1 of the tape recording the session ends here. We pick up on Side 2 with Carla channeling Hatonn. In the light of the larger perspective and service to humanity, it is important that you understand that each of you has had many, many more experiences than you have discovered and inaudible. Session many, many incarnations, some of which seemed to be not useful. As we said earlier, in each incarnation there is the possibility for the kind of dramatic service that puts one in the public eye as one who serves the Creator. And in many incarnations, each individual does not choose that, but chooses instead a path of less visibility and more inner work. This is according to the need of that incarnation, the particular moment in eternity, if you will. These incarnations are not inaudible and can be missed. An incarnation can be largely of work in the inner planes and partially of work in the public eye, inaudible. It is dependent upon the desire of the individual. Again, we ask you, go back and study that we have said to you, inaudible, this evening. What we have said this evening is not simple. It is an advanced message far more hard and far less delightful than an introductory message. It is a message that we could only give to a dedicated seeker. We wish you much light in your pursuit of what you had to say. Is there another question? Perhaps you wish to cease at this time. I and my brothers of the Confederation, inaudible. It is, my friends, as though the creation were water. What will you do, my friends? Will you simply be a sponge and soak up the creation and squeeze it out unchanged, untouched? Or will you accept the water as does the earth, filtering, giving minerals, giving taste to the creation, the very essence of your creation, mixing inaudible, so that life carves in you its channels, and you give to life your inaudible. You are aware that pure water has no taste, inaudible. Do not fear to become intimate in life as you, inaudible. I leave you in the love of the creation and all the light of the creation. I am your brother, I am Hatonn. Inaudible. Adonai Vasu Boragas.
Go forth then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one infinite Creator.